Alrighty. What's up, motherfuckers and scumbags? And my peeps. Can't forget about my peeps. Peter Joseph here for another video on this beautiful Friday afternoon, September the 15th, 2023. Thank you for watching right here on the official Peter fucking Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Once again, make sure you like the video and subscribe to this channel and my other channels down there inside of my motherfucking pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So show me your support. Like the video, stick the thumb straight up the wazoo, and show those other bitches that my videos are way better than them. Way better. And also subscribe to my channels, and friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, you need to shoot yourself in the head and get a life. And pretty much get a life. Get off the internet and go fuck yourself. And also share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn thing. And if you do, well, fuck you, man. That's pretty much it. You missed it, and you're pretty much SOL. And we all know what that means. That's it. You're shit out of luck, motherfuckers. And that's pretty much it. Alright. It's Friday. Gotta get done on Friday. It's the weekend. The final weekend of summer. Which sucks. But we got a whole another week left. We got 7 days. We're 1 week away. We got 1 full week of summer to go, and then fall begins next Saturday. I think Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. So we'll see how that goes. So the fall season will begin September the 23rd, next Saturday. So enjoy the summer. We might get a little bit of warm weather here and there for the next month or so as we go into October, and then by the time we hit November, when they gotta turn the clock back, it's gonna start getting colder and colder and colder as we hit, December the 21st, 22nd, when the winter season starts. Hopefully for most of us here in the Northeast, we don't get a lot of snowstorms and we have to break our back. But from what I'm hearing is it's going to be really, we'll get some snowstorms here and there, but they're saying by January or February it's going to be pretty mild, so we're going to get a little bit of a warm winter, so not too many snowstorms. So if we do get snowstorms, we're not going to get like a blizzard, like we might get one blizzard. Not that it's going to matter, but it'll be gone by like a week or two later anyway. But I don't think we're going to get a super blizzard that's like 20 inches of snow that we got like a couple years ago. That was crazy. But it is what it is. So enjoy the last full weekend of summer, and then next week the last full week of summer, and then we start the fall. Hoodie weather is coming, and then pretty soon we're gonna have to break out those parkas and those big jackets and winter jackets, the gloves and all that shit, because winter, Thanksgiving, and Halloween, Thanksgiving, and the greatest days in the world, Christmas and New Year's, are pretty much on their way. 14 weeks till Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. 14 weeks until the greatest day in the world, which we all know is my birthday. So 14 weeks to go, my friends. So we got a lot of time. We got about 3 months to go. So we're going to get there. It's going to be a great time, a great fall season. We're going to have a great winter going into 2024, and we're going to keep going until we can't go no more, which won't be anytime soon. So for all you people that say it's going to end, it's not going to end. Whether you like it or not, it's not going to end. That's that. So we will move on with all that shit. And that's that. Alright, so just watching a little bit of TV, just checking out the TV. So anyway, on this beautiful Friday afternoon, getting close to Friday evening and Friday night here in the Northeast. And it's Friday night. You know what that means? SmackDown coming away in about 2 hours from now. Should be a pretty damn good show. We got Eli Drake. That's not an insult. That is a fact of life. Taking on The Miz for the second time on SmackDown. See how that goes. See what happens with Jimmy Uso, as he still got his little problems with a guy named AJ Styles. And now, him and Solo, we don't know how that's going to go with the wise man Paul Heyman. We don't know what's happening with that. There was a story today that Roman, our good friend Roman, the tribal chief, we must acknowledge the tribal chief. Number 2 in the PWI behind, that guy named Seth Rollins. How's he number 1 and Roman's number 2? I don't get that. And Moxley's number 3. But Cody, head down. Number 9, I think it was number 9. Shows you how much Cody fucking sucks. So yeah, the PWI 500 came out. I think it was yesterday or today, whatever it was. And I think it was yesterday that Seth Rollins, number 1 on your PWI 500. Number 2, Roman Reigns. Number 3, Moxley. I think number 4 was Kenny Omega. And right in that top 10 was Cody. So go figure that out. We will move on with that. Also on SmackDown, we got a women's match. We got My First Wife, Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka. But sick my dick. My dick is always ready for Asuka and Kairi and Io. Because it's true. So Asuka's gonna take on Bayley. Give me a hug. So that goes. We all know my third wife, the WWE Women's Undisputed Women's Champion. That's Io Sky. She'll be at ringside along with Dakota Kai. To round out Damage Control. So that's gonna be a little bit of a good match. And then I don't know if this is the main event. We got Fiend Balor against AJ Styles. That should be a pretty damn good match. Former leaders of the Bullet Club. Excuse me, for the love of God. That should be good. On SmackDown. So SmackDown looks pretty damn stacked tonight, and we'll see what happens with that. As we're rolling on, we're a couple weeks away from Fastlane, about 3 weeks away. So gonna get some matches announced, hopefully, for Fastlane coming up, and more storyline progression, and we move on with that. And also, speaking of Roman, I mentioned Roman before, number 2 in the PWI 500. His next title defense is allegedly going to be in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel 5, November the 4th, which is a Saturday. So it's going to be Saturday afternoon, November the 4th, for Crown Jewel 5, and who's he going to face? We don't know. We don't know right now. But there's a lot of things coming out on Twitter today, and from the Pat McAfee show. He had The Rock on, and The Rock was talking about him and Roman was supposed to, it was all a lock last year that Roman was supposed to face The Rock for the belt at WrestleMania 39, but obviously got nixed thanks to that schmuck Cody. Now Cody might be going to SmackDown in that compensation trade, and people saying Cody is going to win the Royal Rumble again? No, please don't. For the love of God, do not make Cody win again, so that Cody can go to WrestleMania 40 and finish the story. He ain't gonna finish the story, because The Rock says that he's open to fighting Roman at WrestleMania 40. But now they're saying that Cody will beat Roman when that happens, maybe at Crown Jewel. I hope not. And then Roman will face The Rock at WrestleMania 40, basically for nothing, for pride, for these, Samoan pride and everything. But I'd rather have that be a title match, and then Roman smash, stack, pin The Rock, Dwayne. And that's it. Continue on to year number 4 in his illustrious reign. I don't even know what inning it is. Are we in the 5th inning yet, Paul? Mr. Heyman? Are we in the 5th inning? What inning are we in? Do we have a rain delay? What's going on here? So, we'll see what happens with that. But Roman will probably be coming back sometime in October to grace us with his presence and make Issa's, ovaries wet. What do you want me to say? So, Roman will grace us and Issa with his presence. He will be back on SmackDown, probably in a couple weeks, to see what his next title defense is and who he's going to face. God forbid it's Cody. Ugh. I wouldn't want to have that match. Cody versus Roman 2 in a shithole in Saudi Arabia. Ugh. And I wouldn't want to have Cody win the Royal Rumble again. Would you Stone Cold Steve Austin winning it back-to-back? No. Or Hogan winning it back-to-back? No. The person that should win the Royal Rumble for the men should be Walter or Solo. Not a schmuck like Cody Rhodes. Who will never finish the story. He will never finish it. But we see what happens with that. Also tonight, we got Rampage at 10 o'clock on TNT. Pretty much the spoilers have been out already. Chris Statlander and Jade Cargill. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but Jade is finishing up her duties in AEW and possibly might be going to the WWE, where she can have a whole slew of great matches with a lot of great people like Asuka, Io, Mommy Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez. All those, maybe Nia Jax, but we'll have to see what happens with that when that happens. So I think Jade's contract ends at the end of this month, so we'll see. Unless she's using Tony Khan to get more money, and she stays on at AEW, but we will have to see what happens with that. But guys like Sean Ross Sapp, and I think Raj Giri is saying that she's staying in AEW. We'll have to see. But that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So it should be exciting to see what happens on SmackDown and Rampage tonight. And then tomorrow night, Collision! It's gonna be a good show. Once again, on TNT. That's that. Alrighty. So hope everybody's having a great Friday. Hope you have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe, be well, and that's it. And for all you others, I hope you have a really bad weekend. And just too bad for you. But I digress. Anyway, on this Friday evening, because it's 6 o'clock here in the Northeast, sun's going to be going down about an hour or so from now. So, on this late Friday afternoon, September the 15th, 2023, right here on the Peter fucking Joseph channel. Once again, my name is Peter Joseph. I'm a content creator talking about the world of professional wrestling, sports, or anything I feel like talking about. And if you like it, hit that like button, stick that thumb straight up everybody else's ass, and subscribe to my channels. Leave a comment if you wish, and hit that bell so you get more. And if not, you can hop off the train and go get hit by another train. Or just hop off and die, Just hop off and go fuck yourself. With your tiny cocks. But it is what it is. But in any case, right here on the channel, and I went a little bit ahead of myself, so I apologize for that. And if you don't like it, well, fuck you. Alright, on this Friday evening, it is time for your late and super so far out of date NXT review for September the 12th, 2023, from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. And as always, on commentary, the man who calls people a bitch, that's Vic Joseph, and the man who smokes more weed than Wesley, Tyler Bate, Thea Hale, and everybody else in that place, that's Booker T, sucker! Alright. Alright, so we are at the pre-ultimate go-home show. Next week will be the go-home show before No Mercy. And Tuesday night was the big one, the main event for the NXT Women's Championship. My girl, Tiffany Stratton, Daddy! You know, yes, sunshine. I know. Daddy's girl, Tiffany Stratton, looking hot as always, defending her belt against the man! Becky Lynch returning to NXT after 6 years, trying to get the belt that she has not won yet, and that is the NXT title. The last of the 4 horsewomen to win the title. And I'll see if she does it. And that's that. Ugh. Let me move on. Alright, so we start off with the opening recap of what happened last week. We saw what happened with Braun Breaker, basically murdering Von Wagner. We're going to get a little bit more, an update on that later on in the evening. But first, we got a number 1 contenders match to see who faces him, otherwise known as the man who don't miss, and that's Carmelo Hayes, because when Melo shoots, you don't miss. The NXT World Champion. So we have Wes Lee taking on the Russian Dragon, Ilya Dragunov. Alright, this was a pretty damn good match. Big, well, not so big, beefy men slapping meat. But it's also with Wes Lee knocking Dragunov into the corner, so it's striking away fast and furious. Then he does it in another corner for an added bonus. But then Dragunov gets pissy, comes right back with some forearms of his own as commentary runs down the rest of the matches on the card. You could have done that before the match. But anyway, Dragunov tries for an Enzuigiri and missed, and then Wes Lee drop kicks him in the back of the head. Ow. And then Dragunov hits one mean hell of a chop, sending the soul out of Wes Lee's body. But Wes Lee flips out of a German suplex attempt and kicks Ilya to the floor and hits the suicide dive of doom. Flippy-gibbity-doo. But tries for another one and gets cut off. As we go to break, we come back. Wes Lee gets a near fall of a Hurricane Rana, then kicks Dragunov in the head for a few times. Then he goes up top, hits the Spanish Fly, circa my mentor, the man who really, helped me in the wrestling world, and that's Joel Maximo, and his brother Joel, and Jose, the SAT, great guys, by the way. So Wes Lee hits the Spanish Fly for a near fall, and then Dragunov comes back with one mean hell Lariato for a near fall. So it kind of goes back and forth. Right near the end, Wes Lee scores with a cardiac kick, but Dragunov wisely goes to the outside so he can't get pinned, but comes right back with a top rope superplex, and then Dragunov hits the H-bomb for a near fall. Then he goes up for the Torpedo Moscow, and goes for it, and Wes Lee cuts that off with a jumping knee to face, but then Dragunov's like, fuck you! Blasts him with a forearm to the back of the head. 1, 2, 3. Wes Lee was knocked the fuck out. And Dragunov gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. He will now face Melo in Melo Dragunov 2 at No Mercy, because we saw it last time at the Great American Bash. So we got that. Should be a banger of a match. And speaking of banger, this was a banger of a match. 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. After the match, Melo comes out, and we have a stare down, and there's your match for No Mercy next Saturday. Now, I still think it might be a triple threat match, but as we saw with Wes Lee later on, not so much. But you never know in the world of professional wrestling. The sport of professional wrestling. You think it's not a sport, you need some help, and you need to look up one of my old videos, TGC 193, back in my old Shadow Slayer channel, the original Shadow Slayer channel. So, check it out. Is wrestling real? And me and the missus give you facts, no cap, receipts, and that's it. You still think it's fake, then you need to take a chair shot to the head. Violently. That's not real, the pump. Yeah, you wake up in the hospital with a concussion. Just saying. Alright, so we move on from that. So, Mello versus Dragunov 2 at No Mercy, 2 weeks from Saturday. And that's pretty much it for that. Let me move on. Alright, then we get really graphic video of what Braun Breaker did to Von Wagner's head by picking up the steps, slamming on his head, and we all know Von's got a plate in his head, you know, all that storyline that he was talking about. But thankfully, Wagner moved away at the last second, but still got hit hard enough to suffer a minor skull fracture. So he moved like if he didn't move in time, his skull would have been crushed to death, most likely. But he moved just in time. We saw a little bit of blood. We saw the blood gash like right over here. It looked nasty. But I mean, he came out very lucky. But time frame right now is to be determined with the history of brain injuries that Von had. I don't know if he's coming back, or is this a way to send him to the main roster. But we shall see what happens with that as we move on. But that was really graphic, almost made me throw up. So, we move on with that. And then after that, we got Baron Snorbin Corbin coming out to talk about this whole situation. He says, normally people don't like me, but I don't like them. But last week was kind of different. He says Von has a history of skull issues, and Braun took advantage of that. And Braun needs to come out right now. So on cue, Blood Breaker comes out. And then Corbin's like, shut this music off. Nobody wants to hear his garbage theme song. Blah, 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 blah. And then, fans get in there, chants about tables, of course. Corbin thought that last week was awesome. Hey, you said my name. Yeah, I know, but Corbin said that what happened last week was awesome when, Braun Breaker, almost killed, Von Wagner with the steps. He thought it was awesome. Wasn't that awesome? Like you putting 2 Cold Scorpio through a table. I saw that video, Mike. That was pretty damn awesome. Like you. Yeah, I know. I'm awesome. I know. You should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I know. Why? I know why. I think you know what you should do? You should find a Dragon Ball. Find Shenron, ask him for a wish to come back and kick Vince McMahon's ass, or Hunter and Nick Khan's ass, and tell him you want to be in the Hall of Fame. Put him through a flaming glass table, Mike. I believe in you. Oh, okay, I'll do it. Okay, just find those Dragon Balls, though. I don't have a radar. Ah, fuck. Do I have to do everything myself, Mike? I'll help you find it, alright? Give me some time, I'll help you find it. But yeah, Mike also should be in the Hall of Fame. He should. Because he's awesome. I know. Okay, stop. Bye! Okay, get out of here now. Crazy fuck. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So they kind of play it off like they're joking about it. The fans like, you son of a bitch! You know? So they celebrate, but then Von says, I didn't do it to make you happy. It was all about ending Von's career, and I freaking loved it. So then Coleman says, I was out here to be nice to you. I was gonna pay your fine that Shawn Michaels was gonna give you, even though it was like $50,000 or whatever it was. I was gonna pay it, you know. But I guess you don't get it, you know. And then He says, I've done a lot of things in my career. And then Braun's like, I don't give a shit about your career. He says, but if you want to fight, we can do it at No Mercy. Oh my god, who wants to see this? Who wants to see that garbage match? Blah, blah, blah. Breakker then tells him to spend the next 3 weeks with his family. Uh-oh. Corbin then smacks him right in the face. And then the fight is on. We got a whole bunch of referees and some security guards trying to stop this. They eventually kind of stop it. So, yeah, so at No Mercy, we got big, beefy men slapping meat in that match. Braun Breakker and Baron Snorbing Corbin. I hope Corbin wins. I really don't care who wins, but I would probably go with Corbin to win. Unless he's going back to the main roster. I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that. So I gave all that 3.5 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then we go to a 6-man tag team match. We have Mr. Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey, Damon Kemp, and Drew Gulak taking on the team of the Resident Beer Drinkers, Briggs and Jensen, along with Fallon, don't call me, Don Henley, as they team up with the Waterboy, Miles Bourne, in his first in-ring action on the NXT main roster. And it wasn't anything to write home about. They fight to the outside. Bourne sends Jensen into the ring post by accident. And then Damon Kemp hits like rock bottom, back down, rock bottom, into a neck breaker for the win. 1, 2, 3, under 3 minutes. Did I say under 3 minutes? So they get the win, and then Bourne turns on Briggs, Jensen, and Fallon, and celebrates with the winners. And Fallon is not too happy. I guess she wanted to suck that guy's dick, but obviously, I was like, I don't know where that mouth's been. So, we'll have to see what happens with all that. I personally did not care. So I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars, and we move on. Alright, then we go to a lecture with Chase U! Once again, Andre Chase giving a lecture, telling the class that there might be a test tomorrow or whatever. So class is dismissed, and then Andre wants Duke to find Thea Hale, because she wasn't in class again, but she's obviously blocked him, can't find her location, shit like that. So then we cut to Thea Hale and JC Jane backstage at a party, and they're talking amongst themselves, and then these two schmucks think they have game. They try to go up to JC and Thea, try to ask them out, and she's like, 3, 2, 1, here we go. So they start making fun of, Thea Hale for sounding a bit like a child. It's like, are you 13? So then JC's like, and then Thea gets all mad and starts beating up the guy, like grabbing his nuts, like hitting a nut shot. Really kind of embarrassing him a little bit too. So Thea's tired of looking like what she is. So it's time to go shopping. So JC is gonna take her shopping. She's gonna kind of doll her up to like Mandy Rose toxic attraction status. And here we go. They're planting the seeds for Toxic Attraction 2.0 or Toxic 2.0. Who they get as the third woman? I don't know. I hope it's. I would like it to be Ariana Grace or maybe one of the Valentina Feroz or Yulissa Leone or maybe somebody new like Stevie Turner. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But all in all, I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And those guys had weak as fuck game. They had a weaker game than Wheeler Yuta. When Wheeler Yuta tries to ask out a girl, the girls say, "Who are you again? What? What's your name?" They don't give a shit about Wheeler Yuta. He's a pig. He's a bitch. And if you like him, well, you're a bigger bitch. That's that. We move on. Alright, there we go. Speaking of more women, we go to another match. We go to the lassie from Ireland, Layla Valkyria. Ah, yes. She takes on the resident woman from the catering hall. Bakes a lot of good cookies. And that's Dana Brooke, who comes out with Kaylani Jordan, respectfully. So, Match was 3.5 minute match. Did I say 3.5 minute match? Back and forth they went, but in the end, Lyra drives in into the corner, starts kicking away, then hits the spin wheel kick, then a top rope splash. 1, 2, 3, Lyra Valkyria gets the win. Match gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, they tried for a code of honor, but Dana doesn't want to have it. And then Lyra leaves for a little bit, and K-Line's like, hey, what the hell was that for? And then Brooke tries to lunge at Lyra, but K-Line and Jordan held her back. It's like, no, we're not doing that. So we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Then we find out that the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament is going to be starting pretty soon. We hear later on, we see Elektra Lopez, Lola Vice, Roxy, possibly be in it again. Why would you be in it again if you want it? I don't know. But I would definitely put my money on Lola Vice to win that. But we'll see. And so we get there. Alright, so that's coming up in a couple weeks, so that's going to be exciting. Let me move on. Alright, there we go, outside, I think it was outside, with an interview with Nightwolf, Eddie Thorpe. He says he's not done with Dominic Dijak. And then we see Dijak in the woods, where he's like, oh, this is where you go to, meditate or whatever you do. So, Dijak says, I'm going to mark my territory. And I thought he was legit going to pull out his dick and, like urinate on it, on the freaking tree, or, I don't know, maybe hump the tree. I don't know. But then he whips out, like, a machete, or some type of machete, some type of blade, and starts whipping the fucking tree. And then that really pisses off Eddie Thorpe as he leaves and goes out to meet, to find Dijak. So this feud continues on. So it's probably going to be a third match with these two guys. And I don't care about this feud. I really don't. So I gave this segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, then we're in the locker room where we have the man! Becky Lynch talking about her original time in NXT. No one thought she was championship material. Now she's back, ready to win the belt. And then Kiana James comes in and says that she doesn't want Becky around here. And Becky takes an application for a beating after she wins the belt. So Becky says, well, I'm going to use that as an application, so when I win the belt, you're on my hit list. We'll see what happens with that. 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's that. Alright, then we continue on with the Global Heritage Cup Group A action. We have Tyler Bate, I believe this is his first match in the tournament, taking on the resident alien Axiom, or A-Kid. This was a pretty good match. We had Metaphor in their little lounge, dressed up as they go into a safari. Well, I mean, Lash Legend and Jakarta Jordan dressed up as safari chicks. Sign me up, respectfully. Get shit done. Exactly. But this was a great match. We got a bling buster during this match. The old airplane spin, circa 1905. We got a poison Hurricane Rana for a near fall. Bate comes back, like I said, with a bling buster for another near fall. And then A-Kid hits the Spanish Fly into a roll-up, but Tyler Bate cuts him off with a rebound lariat, a la Mr. Jon Moxley. Then he picks up Axiom and hits the Tyler Driver 97 in 10-10 wins news. 10-10. And Tyler gets the win. He gets his first 2 points in the division. He gets his first 2 points in the of the tournament, and that's pretty much it. Match was great, 3.5 out of 5 stars. So the Group A standings, we have Butch at 1-0-1, 3 points because he had the draw. Tyler Bate 1-0, 2 points with 2 matches remaining. Butch has 1 match remaining. That will be next week. Tyler Bate, I think, has a match on NXT Level Up. So everybody will have 1 match left next week. So we're going to have Butch and I believe Tyler Bate next week. That should be epic. And then Axiom and Charlie Dempsey in their final match. And whoever has the most points will face the most points in the B group the following week, September the 26th. And the winner of that faces off against Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup. So there you go. So, got a few more matches. We got about 1 or 2 matches left in each group. And hopefully by the end of next week, we will have the finals. And that's it. Speaking of Butch, he talks about his history with Tyler Bate. Like I said, next week they have that match. It's time for him to prove that he is the toughest man in NXT. Well, yeah, change his name back to Pete fucking Dunne. And there you go. Not Butch, which is great to say. Butch. But it is what it is. That's that. Alright, so I gave that 3 to 5 stars. Alright. I went ahead of my notes. Let me just get back my notes. Where are we here? There we go. Alright, after that, we get a weird segment with the leftovers of Schism as the Dyad, the young veterans, Fowler and Reed. Their contract expired. Obviously, they're not coming back to WWE unless they resign, which I doubt. But we see Joe Gacy and Ava Raine somewhere in a forest. And then they touch a tree that's basically, it looked like a downed tree. They touch the tree like it has special powers. And basically say, our tree is dying. I think it's time to go somewhere else with this little group. Go solo, I don't know what the hell you do. But it is what it is. Use the power of the tree! Trees have families, you know. It is what it is. So I give that a weird 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the locker room where we see our good friend, the man who likes to whoop that Trick, if you know what I mean. Trick Williams. He's there reading some paperwork, I think. I don't know what he was doing. And then his good buddy, the NXT World Champ, Carmelo Hayes, comes in to see him. Trick offers to have his good buddies back next week against Dominic Mysterio. As there was a segment where they meet and they're going to have a match. I don't know if it's going to be non-title matches for both belts. It's going to be non-title. But, I mean, just probably a match. So Trick is like, hey, I got your back next week against Dom in case, Judgment Day comes in. So Melo's like, nah, that's okay, but we're still friends. So while they're talking, we see Wes Lee in the back clearing out his locker, and I'm like, where's he going? He's going back to the hotel to bang his wife? I don't know. More on that later. And that's pretty much it. So I gave that 3 to 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then we go to tag team action. We have the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus, as they take on the Resident Jobber Squad of Malik Blade and Idris Enofe, and the lovely Ivy Nile at ringside. So, as the match starts, we see Los Lotharios, Angel Garza, and Humberto Carrillo. They're on the balcony watching. So, match was okay. Yeah, it wasn't great. I mean, this was like a Creed Jobberfest match. With a heart attack blockbuster for a near fall on Brutus. By the Job Squad. Then a Famouser puts him down. But then Brutus starts hulking up, brother! And brings in the hot tag. Gets Julius to come in. They clean house. And then all 4 men in the ring. Everything breaks down. We get the Brutus ball into a powerbomb combo on Malik Blade. 1, 2, 3 in over 3.5 minutes. Did I say over 3.5 minutes? Pretty much I did. So the Creeds get the win. Match was alright. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Hank and Tank come out and stare at the Creeds. And then the Boricua Gangsters come out. Bronco Nima and Lucien Price. They also come out. We got a humongous brawl in the aisleway. So it's really chaotic in that tag team division. Who's going to be taking on my good friend Tony D and Stacks. We'll see what happens with that. If there is a match at No Mercy, I think there might be a gauntlet match next week to determine who faces off against Tony D and Stacks at No Mercy. We'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, after that, we see more of Becky, the man, Becky Lynch, in her locker room, and then Lyra Valkyria comes in. They know each other because they're both from Ireland. So they come in, they catch up, give me a hug, give him a hug, and Lyra wants Becky to win the belt. And Becky's like, I'll see what I can do. So it's nice to see two hot Irish ladies, speak and, talk, hug, all that shit. Good shit. That's that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Speaking of more booty meat, we got Roxanne Perez in the women's locker room talking about what the women's breakout tournament means, because she won it. It's like, oh, you guys get a chance, you get a title shot of your choosing, and stuff like that. And then more hot women, the sexy Boricuas, the Latinas, Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice come in and start talking about Roxy, making fun of her size and this and that. I'm like, come on, really? Blah blah blah. I was like waiting for Roxy to just go really off Spanish, because I think she knows some Spanish, but really going off on them. And then basically nothing happens, no fighting or anything like that. Roxy says, "Well, good luck to you in the tournament." So I don't know if she's in the tournament, but I know Elektra and Lola will be in the tournament. I would love to see Lola win it. Not that she'll win the belt, but I'd like to see her win it. Maybe Ariana Grace will be in it. Maybe Stevie Turner, who's coming back, will be in it. I have to see what happens with that. Valentina Feroz will be in it. Yulissa Leone. I don't know who else will be in it. Maybe JC, maybe Thea Hale. We'll see when we get there. And that's that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, after that, we go to the next match in the Global Heritage Cup. Group B action. We had The Flash. Ben Frazier came out like the speed of light as he takes on, the guy who got pretty much eliminated from the tournament, and that's Akira Tozawa. This wasn't anything to write home about. 2.5 minute suckfest. Tozawa got a little bit of moves in, but in the end, Tozawa hits a dive, but takes too long going up top, which allows Ben Frazier to run the ropes for a superplex, and then floats over into a suplex into a neck breaker. Interesting. 1, 2, 3. Pretty damn quick match. So Ben Frazier gets the win, and he is tied at the top of the rankings, but he has no matches left. So the final match will be on NXT Level Up tonight. That'll be Joe Coffey and Duke Hudson. Now, if Duke gets the win, there's a 3-way tie. There'll be a 3-way tie for first place, because everybody will have 4 points. But if Coffey wins, he will most likely win the Group B stage, because he doesn't have any more matches left. So, we'll see what happens tonight on NXT Level Up, right after SmackDown. Joe Coffey and Duke Hudson. So, like I said, Coffey leads with 4 points. Nathan Frazier, 2-1-0, 4 points. So I don't know if they're gonna do like a like baseball. If you're 2-0 and the other team is 2-1, you're like a half game back. System like that. I don't know if that'll work, but we'll see. So Duke Hudson has 2 points. Wins tonight. He's at a 3-way tie, so they might have a triple threat match on NXT this Tuesday. Joe Coffey versus Ben Frazier versus Duke Hudson. And then the winner of that will face off against the winner of the Group A tournament. Which, Group A, Butch has 3 points, Tyler Bate has 2 points, but he has 2 matches remaining, including tonight. Along with Charlie Dempsey has 2 matches remaining, including tonight. Axiom at 1 point. So it's kind of really, anybody's ball game in Group A and B. So I would think we see the finals going to be Tyler Bate and Ben Frazier. I already had that locked in, happening September the 27th. And the winner of that will face Noam Dar, but I'm thinking it might be a triple threat match for the Heritage Cup, because all three are Heritage Cup winners. So why not do it? Let's do it triple threat. That's that. Speaking of Joe Coffey, he's ready to beat Duke Hudson next week and win the group. Hudson then comes in, points out that if I win, it's a three-way tie, and he'll be able to call himself the Spoiler. Let's see what happens with that. So I give that 3 out of 5 stars. And we will move on. Alright, then we go to, I believe it was Quinn McKay. Well, it's not her name now. I don't even know what her name is now. But anyway, she's with Mustafa Ali. He's all happy with becoming #1 contender to the North American title. He will face Dom Dom at No Mercy, and doesn't care about a fast count. But then the guy that lost on the fast count, Dragon Lee, comes in, not happy about that. But Ali says I can't even talk. So Mustafa Ali says that Dragon Lee will get the first title shot when he wins the belt, and then he leaves, and Dragon Lee says something really dumb in Spanish. It's like, pendejo, cabrón, hit it with a chancla. And that's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens with that as we roll on next week. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go, looks like we're about to go outside, or we're in the back, where we see Wesley, the interviewer, the cameraman's trying to get a word with Wesley, and then we see a woman blocking the door. I'm like, who is that? I didn't know it was the first time. I'm like, oh, that's his wife. His hot-as fuck wife. So, Wesley finally stops, and he's like, and then he kisses his wife. They go out the door, and Wesley's like, where you going? The interviewer's like, where you going? And then Wesley's like, I'm done. I gotta get out of here. I'm done. Let's go. So where is Wesley going? Is he going to the main roster? Is he going back to Impact to hang out with, Trey Miguel and, his good buddy Zachary Wentz, to form the Rascals? We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And we move on. So I give that 3 out of 5 stars. Then while he leaves, we hear some commotion after that, and we see Blair Davenport getting beat up by a hooded figure, who then takes off the hood. It's Gigi Dolan, and security has to break it up. So there you go. So Gigi, kind of taking a play out of Blair Davenport's, notebook, basically, playbook. So we'll see what happens with that situation. Let me move on. Alright, then we got what's coming next week. More tournament action. Mello versus Dom Dom. Most likely non-title. And a whole lot more this Tuesday night on the program. So stay tuned. That's it. Alright, then we go to your main event of the evening for the NXT Women's Championship. We got The Man! Becky Lynch taking on Daddy's favorite girl, Tiffany Stratton. Hello, sweetheart. Daddy! Yes, sunshine. I'm facing Becky Lynch! I don't know if I'm gonna win! So try your hardest, sunshine. Don't worry, I'll give you my credit card later. Okay, I'll do it for you, Daddy! That's my girl. Damn you, Marcel Martel, fuck you! You're too good for her. I'm way more qualified for Miss Tiffany Stratton. Respectfully. Anyway, this was a great match. Back and forth match they went. We get a missile drop kick, gives Becky a near fall, but Tiffy Tiff comes back with Sky High for another near fall. And then Becky kicks it up top. Goes for a superplex. That got broken up easily by the champ. And then Tiffy hits a beautiful Swanton Bomb for a near fall. And then we get a double stomp for another near fall as Tiffy's not getting, he's getting kind of pissed off. Daddy, should I count fast enough? Hey, count faster for my sunshine. Anyway. So Becky comes back up, counters the prettiest moonsault ever into a super Russian leg sweep for a near fall. They go outside. Becky has to climb onto the barricade to avoid a power bomb. And you see like half the freaking crowd like not helping as always, bastards. I know it's kind of illegal to not touch the wrestlers, but I mean, they touch you and they try to and they try to get you up and stop touching me. Well, no, it was like Tiffany Stratton down there. I'll help her up, if you know what I mean. Come on, Daddy's gonna buy you a car. Daddy! Help me out, Daddy! Yeah. I'll do it. I do it in a heartbeat, but respectfully. But I digress. Anyway, they go back in after the powerbomb was avoided. They go back in. Becky hits a super leg drop off the top, and then goes right into the disarmer. Sends Tiffany to the ropes to break it up. Then she hits a sit-out powerbomb, even though it didn't get it at first, and then she finally got it with some good strength. Super Cena strength. Hits a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. Then she goes for the prettiest moonsault ever again, and missed. She rolls through. Becky runs right at her and hits the manhandle slam. Damn it. 1, 2, 3. Fuck! We have a new NXT Women's Champion in under 13 and a half minutes, and that is the man, Becky Lynch. She finally wins the big one. She's a Grand Slam champion, NXT champion, SmackDown Raw champion, and I think she held one other belt. No, NXT, Raw, SmackDown. I think that's it. Triple Crown, whatever. I know she's saying Grand Slam backs, but whatever. But she wins the title, which kind of sucks, but, Tiffany gave it all, didn't get buried. A lot of people say, oh, Tiffany got buried. No, she didn't get buried. She's going to get a rematch, most likely at No Mercy. She'll probably get it back right there, or maybe after that. I don't know, because I don't think Becky's going to hold her that long. But we'll see what happens with that. So anyway, Becky gets the win. Match was pretty damn good. 3.25 out of 5 stars. That's it. Becky holds the title up to end the show. And then, pretty much Bayley, clapping her hands. Charlotte, clapping her hands. I don't think we heard from Mercedes on Twitter about that. But I assume, she's all happy for, the 4 horsewomen and everything. Becky was the final one. It took her 7 years to get it. But she is the champ. And we'll see what happens this Tuesday night on the program, and where she goes. So I would think she will defend it against Tiffany again at No Mercy, and see how that goes. And that's pretty much it. So all in all, a pretty damn good show from NXT. I gave it a solid 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you motherfuckers thought of the show in a comment down below, or you can do your own video if you want. But smash that like button, stick that thumb straight up the wazoo. Continue to subscribe to this channel and my other channels, which are down there in the gobbledygook. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, I will be live tweeting for SmackDown and Rampage tonight and Collision tomorrow. So we got all that. So follow me on Twitter tonight and all that good shit. And don't forget to share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn thing. And if you do, well, fuck you, man. Pretty much. Pretty much it. Fuck you, because you're shit out of luck. And that's it. Alright, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try to... I'm going to take a little bit of time... well, I'm not going to take some time off right now. I'm going to wait. We're about an hour and change away from SmackDown. I'm going to try to get my Ring of Honor review up pretty quickly. And hopefully before SmackDown goes on the air. Then I'll be live tweeting with SmackDown, watching SmackDown with Issa and everybody. So I'm going to have fun there. And then Wrestling Inc. afterwards. And then I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Friday night. And enjoy the final weekend of summer. Might go to the beach tomorrow, but I got a lot of stuff to do this weekend, week 2 in the NFL in the league where they play for pay. Got that, got the Jets, a little broken down Jets with Zach Wilson now, since Aaron Rodgers and his discount double check is gone for the year with his Achilles injury. Well, they're facing them Cowboys, I believe on Channel 2 at 4:25. The Giants, coming off that horrible 40-0 loss to the Cowboys. They are in Arizona to face the Cardinals. And the Niners! The Niners 1-0, beating the Steelers. They are basically go to Levi Stadium South, which is LA, in SoFi Stadium to face the Rams. Thank God Cooper Kupp is injured, so Niners might have a easier time, but I still think it'll be a really tough game, really close game. But I think in the end, Brock Purdy will go 9-0, and the Niners will go 2-0. They will be tied with the Eagles, who won last night. So I'm thinking, unless something happens like Jalen Hurts or something happens to the Eagles defense or on offense, we might see a rematch of the NFC title game coming up in January. I hope not, but hopefully, the Eagles can lose some games, the Niners can win more games, and then the Niners get the home field, so we don't have to travel all the way to that dump in Philly and have the pedophile Eagles and their stupid fucking fans cheat again like they did this past January, knocking Brock out with his elbow injury. But I have a feeling this time it will be much, much different. Even in Week 13 in Philly when we play them in the regular season, that might be a prelude to the NFC title game. But I'm hoping that the Niners can win the division, be the number 1 seed, or at most a number 2 seed, and then go through the wild card round, beat whoever, win the division round, then hopefully the Eagles lose in the division round, so the Niners will get the home game, and we'll see what happens with that. But I think the Niners if the Niners want to say Super Bowl or bust this year, they really have to get past those goddamn Eagles. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, and maybe the Cowboys along the way too. But we'll see what happens with that. But we'll talk about football on Sunday, late Sunday. We will do the post-game show for the Niners against the Rams. Talk about the game, and then get ready for Week 3, which is on next Thursday, against the Giants, their home opener in Levi Stadium on Amazon Prime. I don't know if it's going to be on local TV. I doubt it, but so we'll have to see what happens with all that. I would think it's in the New York area. They might put it on Channel 4 or Channel 7. I don't know. Or Channel 5. I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that, depending on the TV, networks, because the Giants and shit. But we shall see what happens with that. But next Thursday, Giants and the Niners is going to be a war between my pops and myself. So prepare for war next week. That's what I'm waiting for. So the way it could go, the Niners could go 3-0 going into Week 4. That'd be great. But we'll see what happens with that. I would take 2-1. Because the Rams game might be a little tough. But we shall see what happens with that. Anyway. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching my video. I will be doing my Ring of Honor video in a little bit. And then later tonight, over on the Kill the Demons channel, your SmackDown review on your Triple Threat Friday. And then Saturday, got a twofer on your Saturday. I will be doing Rampage early Saturday afternoon. And then late Saturday night, because I'm going, as always, I'm always busy on the weekends in that great city of New York City with my peeps and everything. Jamming some Isley Brothers tunes. At the bar or just jamming at a studio, whatever I'm doing. Whatever I'm doing. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to have a great weekend. You should too. And that's it. So I will see you guys in a little bit for my Ring of Honor review. And then later for my SmackDown review. So SmackDown should be pretty damn good. Rampage should be okay. With Jade and Statlander, I think we all know the result. We'll have to see what happens from there. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your Cocoot! And if you're not down with that, well, I'm sorry. But me, The Purge, and everybody else, if you don't like us, well, we don't give a shit. Because we all got 3 motherfucking words for you. And that is the greatest 3 words in the history of this sport. And that is, fuck you, man! That's it. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Until next time, my peeps.